penny is a coin or a unit of currency used in several English-speaking countries. It is often the smallest denomination within a currency system. Etymology. Old English versions of the word penny are pennig, penning, penning and pending. The word appears in German as pfennig, in Dutch and Swedish as penning and in West Frisian as penge or penge. In Swedish, Norwegian, Danish and Faroese, the most common words for money are penga, penja, penge and peninga respectively. These words are thought by some to have a common root with the English word pawn, German pfand, and Dutch pand, words which mean a pledge or token. Origin and history of development. The silver penny of medieval Europe was modeled on similar small silver coins from antiquity, the Greek drachma and Roman denarius. There are also archaeology exhibitions that show traces of pennies in Sweden and Norway. Researchers believe that this might be the result of Viking influence in northern Europe. When Britain was under Roman rule, most of Britain used the Roman Empire's coin-based monetary system, but this changed soon after the Romans left. As the invading Anglo-Saxons began to settle and establish their own kingdoms, some started to make gold coins based on the old Roman designs or designs copied from the coins used in the Frankish kingdoms. Their monetary system had a serious flaw. Gold was so rare and valuable that even the smallest coins were very valuable, and thus could only be used in very large transactions, and was sometimes not available at all. Between AD 641 and 670, there seems to have been a movement by the Anglo-Saxons to use debased coins with a lower gold content. This made the coins appear paler, decreased their value, and may have increased the number that could be made, but it did not solve the problem of value and scarcity of these coins. Seaters. Around the year 680 a new type of small silver coin appeared, which some have identified as seaters or seat. Others suggest that the seater was a specific measurement of a precious metal. First pennies. Until the end of the 7th century, all Anglo-Saxon metal coins had been minted in gold. In Northumbria, silver pennies were minted in the name of Bishop Egbert, and some in the name of his brother Archbishop Egbert. In France, Pepin the Short minted the novice denarius in about 735. This was a silver coin based on the denarius, and the penny was based on the novice denarius. Pepin declared that 240 pennies or pfennigs should be minted from 1 Carolingian pound, about 326 g of silver, so a single coin contained about 1.36 g of silver. Around 790, Charlemagne instituted a major monetary reform, introducing a new silver penny with a smaller diameter but greater weight. Surviving examples of this penny have an average weight of 1.70 grams, although some experts estimate the ideal theoretical mass at 1.76 grams. The purity is variously given as 0.95 or 0.96. The penny was introduced into England by Offa, the King of Mercia from 757 until his death in July 796, using as a model a coin first struck by Pepin the Short. Offa minted a penny made of silver which weighed 221 or 2 grains or 240 pennies weighing 1 Saxon pound, equal to 5,400 grains. This was later known as the Tau pound, and led to the term pennyweight. The coinage of Offa's lifetime falls essentially into two phases, the light pennies of medium flan comparable to those of Pepin in the first decades of Charlemagne in France, and the heavier pennies struck on larger flans that date from Offa's last years and correspond in size to Charlemagne's novice denarius introduced in 793 April. But the seat fabric survived in East Anglia under Blemer and until the mid-9th century in Northumbria, while the new style coinages were not struck not only by Offa, but also by the kings of East Anglia, Kent, and Wessex, by 2 archbishops of Canterbury, and even in the name of Offa's queen, Cyneithryth. In 1257, Henry III minted a gold penny which had the value of 20 silver pence. The weight and value of the silver penny steadily declined from 1300 onwards. The penny was almost the only coin issued in England until the introduction of the gold florin by Edward III in December 1343. In 1527 the Tau pound of 5,400 grains was abolished and replaced by the Troy pound of 5,760 grains. Halfpence and farthings became a regular part of the coinage at the time. These coins were created by cutting pennies into halves or quarters for trade purposes, a practice said to have originated in the reign of Ethelde II. The last coinage of silver pence for general circulation was in the reign of Charles II. Since then silver pence have only been coined for issue as royal arms on Maundy Thursdays. First use of copper. Pennies were made of copper in the United States of America as early as 1793, the first pennies in America. The penny that was brought to the Cape Colony was a large coin, a €36 in diameter, 3.3 thick and 1 was a euro, and the twopence was correspondingly larger at 41 in diameter, 5 thick and 2 Oz. On them was Britannia with a trident in her hand. The English called this coin the cartwheel penny due to its large size and raised rim, but the Capetonians referred to it as the devil's penny as they assumed that only the devil used a trident. The coins were very unpopular due to their large weight and size. The first copper coins that Matthew Boulton minted for the British government have become known as cartwheels, because of their large size and raised rims. His Soho Mint struck 500 short tons of these penny in 2-penny pieces in 1797, and further issued copper coins for the government in 1799, 1806, and 1807. Altogether the Mint produced over £600,000 worth of official English copper coinage, as well as separate copper coins for Ireland and the Isle of Man. On June 6, 1825, Sir Charles Somerset issued a proclamation that only British sterling would be legal tender in the Cape. The new British coins, among them being the shilling, 6 of silver, the penny, halfpenny, and quarter-penny in copper, were introduced to the Cape. Later 2 shilling, 4-penny, and 3-penny coins were added to the coinage. The size and denomination of the 1816 British coins, with the exception of the 4-penny coins, were used in South Africa until 1960. Use of bronze. In 1860 in Britain bronze pennies were introduced in place of copper ones, bronze being made of an alloy of metals, the main part is copper, alloyed with tin and a third metal that acts as a flux. These coins were an alloy containing 95 parts of copper, 4 of tin, and 1 of zinc. The weight was also reduced, 1 lb of bronze was coined into 48 pennies, versus 1 lb of copper which was coined into 24 pennies. Value. The penny is among the lowest denomination of coins in circulation. 1 or 100 of the British pound sterling, the former Irish pound, the Gibraltar pound, the St Helena pound, the Falkland Islands pound, or a coin with that value, see History of the English penny. 1 or 240 of the British pound sterling or Irish pound before decimalisation on February 15, 1971, of the pound Scots prior to 1707, and also the pre-decimalisation currencies of Australia, New Zealand and South Africa, or a coin of that value. A common colloquial name for the 1-cent coin currently used in the United States and formerly used in Canada, worth 1 or 100 of a dollar, see penny, penny. In addition, variants of the word penny, with which they share a common root, are all with the names of certain units of currency in non-English speaking countries. A pfennig is 1 or 100 of a Bosnia and Herzegovina convertible mark. A pfennig was 1 or 100 of a German mark and is sometimes still used by Germans as the name for the 1c coin of the euro. A penny was 1 or 100 of a Finnish marker. In most of the English-speaking world, the plural of penny is pence, when referring to a quantity of money, and pennies, when referring to a number of coins. Thus a coin worth 5 times as much as 1 penny is worth 5 pence, but 5 pennies means 5 coins, each of which is a penny. In the US and Canada, 5 pennies also refers to 5 physical coins, but the value is 5 cents. When dealing with British or Irish money, amounts of the decimal new pence less than a £1 may be suffixed with p, as in 2p, 5p, 26p, 72p. Pre-1971 amounts of less than 1/ were denoted with AD, which derived from the term denarius, as in 2d, 6d, 10d. Irish pound decimal coinage only used p to designate units. Criticism: handling and counting penny coins makes transaction costs that may be higher than a penny. It has been claimed that for micropayments the mental arithmetic costs more than the penny. Australia and New Zealand adopted 5 cent and 10 cent, respectively, as their lowest denomination, followed by Canada, which adopted 5 cent as their lowest denomination in 2012. Changes in the price of metal commodity, combined with the continual debasement of paper currencies, causes the metal value of pennies to exceed their face value. Several nations have stopped minting equivalent value coins, and efforts have been made to end the routine use of pennies in several countries, including the United States. In the UK, since 1992, 1 and 2 penny coins have been made from copper-plated steel instead of bronze. Idioms: to spend a penny in British idiom means to urinate. The etymology of the phrase is literal. Some public toilets used to be coin-operated, with a pre-decimal penny being the charge levied. The first recorded charge of a penny for use of a toilet was at the Great Exhibition of 1851. Eventually, around the same time as the introduction of decimal coinage, British Rail gradually introduced better public toilets with the name Superloo and the much higher charge of 6d. Finding a penny is sometimes considered lucky and gives rise to the saying, "Find a penny, pick it up, and all the day you'll have good luck." This may be a corruption of "see a pin and pick it up, all the day you'll have good luck," and similar verses, as quoted in the Frank C. Brown collection of North Carolina folklore and other places. The first known record of the phrase "a penny for your thoughts" is found in a 1547 collection of contemporary English language phrases compiled by John Hayward called A Dialogue Containing the Number in Effect of All the Proverbs in the English Tongue. A possibly related idiomatic expression, "my 2 cents," may use the low-value denomination to figuratively devalue the speaker's opinions for the sake of irony or humility. List of pennies: Australian penny, British penny, British penny. Canadian penny, Irish penny, Irish penny. US penny. See also, coins of the pound sterling, efforts to eliminate the penny in the United States, history of the English penny, Legal Tender Modernization Act, 1 cent coin, penny sizes of nails, pennyweight, pfennig, smashed penny, pruta, references. External links: Copper penny importance, a Euro blog post and video covering the importance of retaining copper pennies. The Megapenny Project, a Euro a visualization of what exponential numbers of pennies would look like. Silver pennies, a Euro pictures of English silver pennies from Anglo-Saxon times to the present. Copper pennies, a Euro pictures of English copper pennies from 1797 to 1860. U.S. Lincoln penny on the planet Mars, a Euro Curiosity rover. A penny. Collier's New Encyclopedia 1921a.